James, it is great to see you thriving on the pitch out there, but in here, making your mark at Spurs. I mean, it's only been a month or so, but it looks like you've really made yourself at home here.
Oh yeah, I got to create my own wall anyway, so that was a good start. But no, seriously, I've been so happy with the first period of my time here. I've said in a few interviews now, it can be difficult transition when you move to a new club. You see it lots of times with new players, how they tend to take a long time to fit in, a new style of play, new club, new surroundings and stuff. But no, it's been a fairly easy transition, and that's down to like people at the club, the manager, the players. They've warmed to me early on, the fans here. So it's been an easy transition and one that I'm loving at the minute. Yeah.
Let's talk about this wall here, and how it all came about. Do any of the other players have anything like this? Did you need special permission? What happened?
I had to ask the question. I didn't just want to go and do it without permission. But yeah, obviously got a box for the season for my family to enjoy match days, and they absolutely love it. Like 3 children now, so my little boy, who's you can see up there, he's just turned 2 a couple of months ago. So he's running around. He loves having the space up here.
Yeah. I say your family front and centre, as you've mentioned. I did have a couple of questions though. The New York taxi, Olaf as well.
Yeah, they're all tattoos that are on my arm. So
right.
The taxi's up there and the Olaf's there. All have meaning to me. The taxi's a lyric from one of my favourite songs, Just Jack, the Day I Died, and then Olaf's for a little girl who was very close to me, who passed away, who I'm doing a charity golf day for actually. So. All have meaning, yeah.
It's got a really special feeling in this room, and actually when you step out into the bowl, it feels pretty special out there at the moment. It seems as though, yeah, that there's something happening here at Spurs, and for you to time your arrival with that, I mean, you couldn't have timed it better, could you?
Yeah, we're trying to keep feet firmly on the ground, you know. Don't want to get too carried away. That's for you lot in the media to do that. It's our job to stay focused and keep going, and we obviously had a really good start to the season. 4 wins and a draw, and yeah, I'd be lying if I said that it doesn't feel like there's something like special in the air at the minute, just because of the feeling and the way we won on Saturday against Sheffield United was just like, I've never experienced anything like that. So and we want that to continue. That's what I said about keeping our feet on the ground, because it's easy to get carried away, and the fans obviously get carried away, which is absolutely fine, because that's what being a football fan's all about. But for us players and professionals, we need to continue the form we're in. We need to keep our feet on the ground and stay focused on the job at hand and game by game. And I know it's all boring for you to hear, but that is the message.
It has seemed so seamless for you, though, coming into Spurs. You've taken on so much. You're immediately amongst the goals. You know, you've got your role within the captaincy. What specifically do you think has worked so well for you? How has that been the case?
Just feeling free, feeling like I'm able to go and express myself, and that comes from the manager and his coaching staff and the other squad members. To be fair, I think I feel just myself. I don't feel like I've got. Sometimes I feel like and I've seen it before, when you have new players come in, it's almost like they try too hard to impress, or like maybe try and do a bit too much as a new player to impress the teammates or the new manager. But they've made me feel so at ease that I've just gone in and just been myself naturally. And the way I play anyway, I'm a midfielder who likes to create and score goals, and you said I'm in amongst the goals already, but that's because the positions the teammates are putting me in, the way the manager wants me to play, where he wants me to be on the pitch, all the details like that have just enabled me to go and perform and get the goals and the assists in the early part of the season. And hopefully that can continue, because that's why the club bought me, and that's why I'm here. That's what I'm here to do.
You seem like such a good team unit. Everyone's playing their part. I know you've said recently that Sonny in particular, you can chat for hours. I mean, take us inside that friendship.
He was one of the big character when I first walked in the door that I thought, we're going to get along just fine, kind of thing. We've obviously played against each other for many years in the Premier League, but when you really get a feel for his personality and the way he is, the way he carries himself, the way he treats people around the club, good morals and a good man and a brilliant captain. Sonny's someone who carries himself in a way which kind of leads by example. Maybe not necessarily the loudest shouter or deep voice, or like maybe not motivational long speeches, but like when he talks you listen, because he has that way about him, he has that aura, that character, and yeah, as you said about the captaincy role, I got given that by the manager, and almost not working under Sonny, but he's the captain, me and Kuti are the vice captains. You kind of learn from him and what I know he's new to the role, but the stuff that he brings to the club, we're all learning underneath that as well.
You mentioned there motivational long speeches. At half-time at Brentford, the opening game, 2-2, chaotic first 45. I was to the side of the tunnel when you and the rest of the Spurs team sort of reappeared, ready to go back out. I could hear a voice, quite authoritative voice, giving out instructions, motivating the team. And it caught me and I thought, wow, poke my head over and it was you. But you clearly felt comfortable enough to sort of stamp that authority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just me as a person, I think. That's almost like a non-negotiable for me, that wherever I would be, you know. I kind of try and take out the fact that I'm a new player, and I'm quite experienced now. I'm 26. I'm not a kid anymore. You know, I've played a lot of games, and I've been around football a long time now. Much as I hate to admit that, I'm getting on a bit now at 26. So no, but anything that I can add and anything that I feel will benefit the team, like I won't just shout for a reason. It'll be because I feel like that I have a message that I want to get to the team, or anything like that. I didn't know you were going to say it. It's just something I will do naturally, and there's other players that do that. Sonny does that as well. You probably just caught it at a good time that it happened to be me. But yeah, that leadership in the change room is important. And I think I would do it anyway without the vice captaincy, because the role doesn't necessarily... The captain's not always the only leader, you know? Like, you can have leaders that don't wear the armband. But that's just something that I will do and try and help the team. Anything that I feel like I can say that will help us as a team, I will say, whether I've been in the door 4 years or 4 weeks.
I know it's only been a month or so, but when you look back at Tottenham and some of the creative players that they've had who have become heroes, legends in this part. So over the years, I know your dad's favourite player growing up was Gaza. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that there's potential here for you to cement yourself like in the same way?
Wow, I would love to do that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's whenever you sign for a club, if you could imagine years later you've cemented yourself as a player like Gaza did, like Christian Eriksen did, Dele did, all them types of players that you said Spurs have are kind of renowned for having over the years, that creative midfield type player that maybe the club hasn't had in the last few years. I'd be honoured to be spoken about in the same breath as them types of players, but long way to go to get to that, and I'll keep working towards that, and that comes from just being myself out there and playing how I know I can, and then if the fans want to say that after I've left the club, then that'd be brilliant.
Tell us about Ange. What we see in the media, of course, is just snippets, but it's so powerful, so I can't imagine what he's like behind closed doors.
Yeah, he's brilliant, to be fair. He's a bit different to anything I've probably worked with before. He's very down to the point, straight talking man, and I think as a player that's just what you want. You just want honesty. You just want someone to tell you how it is, and like you said, I know there's been stuff in the media that have come out from Ange's previous clubs in Australia, like speeches. I've seen a couple of videos and stuff of motivational stuff, and he's really good at that, to be fair. You come out of a meeting with him wanting to go and run through a wall almost. I know that's quite cliche to say, but it's kind of true. He's a very motivational speaker, I think, and I think it's a big quality of his that he gets all the players wanting to go and run for him, wanting to go and work for him. It can be sometimes as a manager he might not get the feel of what the players are feeling inside the dressing room, but like everyone's on board, you know, and everyone's ready to work. And there's a good example on Saturday that the winning goal that we scored late on was scored. The move was almost like 4 of the substitutes that combined. Decky obviously scored the winner, but a lot of the substitutes combined before that because they're going on hungry and wanting to do well. Whereas sometimes you can have players who will be disappointed about not playing, but that's not the mindset that he's creating at the minute. So long may that continue, and I hope that we have a successful period together. I
mean, he understands you as human beings. That's the way it seems from the outside. That's what it boils down to. And it seems, specifically you, that's important, isn't it, to have a coach that does that? Definitely.
I remember one of the first things he said in a meeting with us was basically be a decent human being and we'll get along just fine to all the lads. And that kind of stuck me a little bit because that's what he stands for. It's all about not just how you are as a player, as a person. and it's a I take it as a compliment that he wanted to sign me after he spoke to me as well, you know, because I know how much he cares about the person just as much as the player, and how important that is for a change room of the personalities and the individuals you have. So I take that as a compliment, and I'm really enjoying working with him. Yeah, and he's been really impressive. The lads are all on board, like I said, and hopefully we can keep going in the fashion that we started.
Yeah, he just seems to bring out the best in everyone so far. And one player in particular we've seen that in is Christian Romero. Just in the way that his game's shifted slightly, the fact he's only drawn one foul so far this season. We had Messi in the press last week, hailing him again as one of the world's greatest defenders. Again, obviously you've only been working with Romero for a short period of time. Would you agree with that sentiment? It's just all about bringing out the best in you, the players. Yeah,
definitely. And I think the gaffer, again, giving credit to him, he obviously gave Cuti's obviously isn't it named for Romero, but he gave Cuti the vice captaincy with me as well, which probably made him feel good and feel like ready to go, kind of thing. It's a big honour to be given that, and I know Cuti feels the same. So another good decision by the gaffer, because he's been absolutely brilliant for us. And I'd probably say Romero's one of a few that probably surprised me the most coming in as a new player. I obviously played against him and stuff, but I think he's much better than what I thought he was in a good way.
But you've seen that in training, would you say? Yeah.
Training in the games, yeah. Sometimes I think, looking from the outside, obviously as a player of a different club, you play against Tottenham twice a season, you'll see the highlights, you'll see some of the games that are on TV, but I think working with him day in, day out, and then seeing him in the games every week, he's got a lot more quality than I probably gave him credit for before I joined. I mean, the Tottenham fans and the people and the players at the club will have already known that because they would have seen it. But yeah, I'd probably say he was probably one that surprised me the most because of how good he is on the ball, as well as how aggressive he is. But everyone knows that he's someone who he's just so aggressive in duels, in challenges, in battle. He loves the battle side of it. He's someone who can be a bit of a wind-up merchant as well, because he loves that side of it. That's when he's at his best, you know.
Speaking of battles, let's look ahead to Sunday. When you signed that contract to join this club, I mean, this must have been one of the matches that you were really looking forward to.
The big occasions and the big high-profile games is what we all do it for, you know. And you walk out and you have them goosebumps because of these moments. That's why we do it. As a young kid, you dream of playing in them games that you watch on TV that are the big profile TV games, you know, and the North London Derby is one of them. Knowing it's a huge game, but also just staying calm and composed and treating it like any other, because we've started well and we want to keep that going. So this big game, we'll let the fans get carried away and have all that stuff, but we'll try and remain professional and try and get a result, yeah, because that's what we're going there to do.
Well, historically, you'll probably know Tottenham's record at the Emirates isn't great, just the one win in the Premier League. Though I suppose one thing we've seen with this Tottenham team so far this season, they're changing people's perceptions, opinions, and surprising a few.
Yeah, and we're happy to do that. I think the longer we go under the radar, I think the better for us, because people won't be watching out for us. I mean, if you probably ask the Arsenal camp, I don't think it's a brilliant time that they'd want to play us, to be honest, because we've started the season so well. If I'm being honest, I had a little bit of banter with Bukayo and Rammers and Declan on England duty, all in good spirit. But
what did that sound like?
No, it was all tongue-in-cheek banter. But no, I'm really looking forward to the game. It's these big occasions where we've got to go and show that we can progress as a team and continue these results on the big occasions, because it's no good just doing it every week and then it comes to the big high-profile games and then you freeze. We want to go out there and show the Tottenham way and the new way of playing we've got under this manager, and one that's going really well so far. We're still early in the manager's reign and it's still really early days, but I think if you're a fan that's been watching, you will have seen changes to the team. We're not probably at the end goal yet, because it's a process. It takes a long time, just like you would have seen with Mikel Arteta. He went in and had a bit of a shaky start at times, and now Arsenal one of the most consistent performers in the whole league last year, and we're very close to winning the title. So, but yeah, we want to go and put on a performance, like I said, play our way, and hopefully we can come out with a result. Yeah.
And should you win on Sunday, is it out for a celebratory roast dinner?
I thought something like taken way out of context, by the way that was.
Did you expect the reaction?
No, because the question was about being a showman, and I said that's how I am as a person, like a showman. Like if we're at dinner, I like to tell jokes and stuff, so it kind of got a bit taken out of context.
So yeah, I think what everyone's wondering is, what does being the main man at a roast dinner look like?
I'm not sure that's what I meant, but I enjoyed the memes nonetheless. Some of them were absolutely hilarious. My group chat with my friends was just pinging in tweets and TikToks of me being the main man at a roast dinner, which I'm not entirely sure I said, to be honest. We were talking about being a showman, but it was worth it for the banter. I might have to do a roast dinner celebration next time I score.
Yeah, on that subject then, what does the perfect James Maddison roast dinner look like? You a chicken, a beef?
Yeah, a mixture of meats probably, yeah.
All right, well, best of luck at the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers, no problem.